here and there. Long story short, I slipped just a little bit, but my right foot slipped forward and crashed right into a boulder, right into a rock. And we both heard the crunch. And I had to sit down for a second. I felt so old, man. I had to sit down for a second. My foot was really, really hurting. Like, it was hurting a lot. And the first thought I had was, well, am I going to be able to continue to work out? Because I've been on this workout thing, just trying to get right, trying to get my body right, health right. And long story short, I was able to jump rope Tuesday, Wednesday, feeling pretty good. I got in the shower yesterday. I went to dry myself off, and I went to my feet. Yes, folks, you're supposed to wash and dry your feet. Stop being lazy. Reach down there, wash them feet, wash them legs, the lower legs, and dry them off. But when I went to dry, I didn't grab my big toe, but your toes get moved.
Oh, it was
awkwardly,
tender,
man. And I heard crack, and I said, "Ah!" And I've been walking around very lightly since then, and I'm at the point now. It's like, man, I think I'm going to have to go to the hospital and get it checked out.
Yeah, going to get it done, man. All they're going to do is give you an X-ray.
Yeah.
Either put you in the boot or not, man. You good. But you can still get on the bench. You can still do all those things, man. Just got to be in the boot for a little while.
Oh, yeah.
Don't ignore it. You're going to be that dude at Washington Park with the cane.
I know.
Standing there.
To be honest.
Talking about the summer of 98.
I said to myself, is this the first phase of becoming the OG?
They give you a cane, yes.
Yeah, like if I stop limping around and talking about woulda, coulda, shoulda. I was supposed to join a flag football team. That's supposed to still happen. So I got to get myself together quickly. But again, the numbers. Go ahead.
That's kind of where I draw the line right there. There's been too many Achilles and hamstrings going for me to get out there and play some flag football, man. I'll be terrified.
It's about how you pace yourself. I'm not going all out. I'm not stretching. I'm not trying to do. Excuse me. Let me say that again. I will be stretching before a game. When I say I'm not stretching out for one-handed catches. I'm not doing that. I'm not cutting.
Out there joystick juking?
I'm not doing that. I'm not digging in the route. I'm not doing none of that. None of it. And when you get like that, you get to a point where you say, to be honest, I really don't care if we win or lose. I just want to be around the fellas, compete, and just, leave with a smile on my face. Be able to go to work tomorrow. That's all I really care about. And just stay healthy. So that's what's going to happen. Yeah, hopefully. I got to get this foot checked out.
With that.
Guys, we are going to be talking about a lot today. The Patriots, the Celtics. We even got some Bruins talk. Our boy Aaron Natty, he's going to come in. He's going to talk Bruins with us. Plus some other off-the-wall, you get that? Some other off-the-wall stuff. We're going to have a lot of fun. Thank you guys for tuning in. Before we get started, y'all know the deal. We do the music of the day. Today's music is dedicated to a group where one of the members is no longer with us, but a new album just came out. I'm talking about Mobb Deep. Mobb Deep, Music Saturday. Shout outs to Havoc. Rest in peace to the beats of all time. Point blank, period.
Yeah.
You don't have to be our age. You don't have to be older. You don't have to be young. That beat is universally recognized as one of the best of all time. It's in video games and all that stuff. Speaking of which, we'll be here until 5. So we got time. Cerrone, I'm 3-0 in our league. NCAA.
Yeah, I caught an L, man.
You did.
I caught an L. I felt like it was rigged because I got Florida and I lost to South Florida. Florida this season really lost to South Florida. And it was literally like, I will go up and down the field with no problem. Like it was on easy. I get into the red zone, they turn into the 2000 Ravens on me. And it was like, couldn't score. And then anybody who works for EA Sports on the NCAA side, what is it with everybody getting hurt when you play inferior talent?
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
it's like their way of balancing out is get all your top players hurt for the game, and then you have to use your backups, which makes the game even. So my whole offensive line was hurt, red. My quarterback was hurt. My D-line, I lost, man. I lost to South Florida, man. My recruiting class is looking strong. I'm not going to give out too many scholarships because I'm going to live in the portal. But I think I'm going to be in good shape, though.
That's what's up. That's beautiful. I'm undefeated, just so you know. But I'm not even ranked, which is crazy. Cerrone, when I walked in here, the great Gasper and Murray show told me that the Celtics talk was hot. And I know we came up with our schedule and we had the Patriots. I mean, why not? People love the Patriots. We wanted to start off the show with that. But do you mind if we flip things a little bit?
Yeah, I'm curious. So what people, what are they hot on?
It's not that hard to figure out, Cerrone. I don't think people want to call up here and talk about the Celtics with, praise and just giving them all the credit in the world. I think a lot of people are angry. I know a lot of people are questioning some of the moves made by a certain somebody who calls up here to the midday show every so often. A certain person who gets a squad together to take out the media members that we didn't get invited to go to the game or whatever. I don't know what that's about. But I think that's what's driving a lot of people to want to talk about the Celtics. Last night, the Celtics fell to the Magic, 123 to 110 in the NBA Cup action. We had this on our list. We might as well start it now. We only got about a minute until we got to take a break. So let's just give our top 3 pros and cons for the Celtics season so far. Cerrone, if you can give just one of each, and I'll give one of each, we'll take a break and come back and continue.
Pros, man, Jaylen Brown.
Absolutely.
Jaylen, I've been hard on JB. He has not been the problem with this team.
Not at all.
Jaylen Brown's playing the best basketball of his career, and he's evolved into something I didn't think he could be. And Jaylen Brown has been dominant in every possible way. He's putting up SGA numbers, percentages, everything. Jaylen Brown is absolutely, living up to that $300 million salary that he makes.
Top 3 when it comes to shooting percentage in the league?
For scoring, he's at almost 30 a game or something crazy. He's shooting over 50%, 53%.
Yeah, last night.
Jaylen Brown, absolutely, and he's playing defense. Yes.
Can I add one more thing to him before we take a break that I think is just beautiful, and it brings a tear to my eye? Man, the mid-range game is back for him. It's just good to see another player, going back to the mid-range game.
Yeah, that's the reason SGA is who he is.
Yes.
He's the only one that doesn't shoot a ton of threes. He lives mid-range and down. I'm going to go to the foul line. I'm going to take 15-footers, and that's it.
Yeah.
Kevin Durant, the high percentage, high scorer, get to the foul line. That's basketball. He's playing basketball, and he's realizing how easy it is. And one of the cons is he's the only one out of 12 guys that realizes, hey, let's try the mid-range and get to the foul line.
And not just the players on the court, including a coach.
The coach is like, man, I don't know what he's doing so different, but I love it.
Right. We'll take a break. We'll talk about that next. 617-779-0985. It is a Mobb Deep Music Saturday. Celtics talk to start off the show. Leroy and Cerrone, 985 The Sports Hub.
Now, Leroy Irvin and Cerrone battle. Leroy and Cerrone on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Zone.
Bain, long two from the baseline, no good. Rebound, pulled down. Jaylen Brown had it, lost it. Josh Minot chased it down. Boston by one, and the ball. Minot throws it away, and an easy layup for Anthony Black. Minot slams the ball on the ground. Back to the referee, Jenna Schroeder. Celtics surrender the lead. They're down 97-96. 11th turnover is a big one. Magic now have more points off Boston turnovers than the Celtics have off Orlando turnovers, despite the
seems to think so. He thinks the team is getting better and they're gonna, come about. But in my opinion, as of right now, they are broken. They are broken. Cerrone, during the break, I looked something up and I busted out laughing. But before I tell you what that is, let's go to the phone, because speaking of broken, like I think the Celtics are, Beth wants to talk about my toe injury. Beth!
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good.
So anyway, if you break a little toe, there's not usually anything they can do for it. But if you break a big toe, you do need to have it x-rayed, and sometimes you need a boot or a cast.
Oh, Lord Jesus. Beth,
So don't ignore it, because it could get crooked or infected.
Oh, Lord Jesus. Okay,
There
Beth.
goes your permanent limp.
No, she's right. And let's bring it back to the Celtics. If they got a broken toe, I'm going to tell you what their broken toe is. And if they ignore it, it could get infected. It could get crooked. Cerrone, I kind of already knew this from looking at the team and just watching the team, but I busted out laughing. Yo, why are the Celtics number one in three-point attempts at 46? But not dead last. Bottom 4 in three-point percentage. Mm-hmm. Broken. Crooked. The borderline about to be infected. Well, they might already be infected, man, because it doesn't make sense to keep shooting. 46 three-pointers a game. Number one in the NBA. And bottom 4. I want to say they're like the 4th worst in three-point percentage. That is one of the cons. That might be the most major con when it comes to the Celtics so far this season. Cerrone, how do you feel about that three-point game?
Yeah, and because of that, the excuse me, the biggest con is the head coach. It's him.
I've answered that for 2 years now.
Yeah, remember the whole 2 versus 2 when we get 2-on-1s, 2-on-1s?
Yep.
And the biggest question I had was, well, the only way you get 2-on-1s is having an all-NBA player out there that's drawing double teams and drawing attention to allow you to get 2-on-1s, a drive and kick player. And you don't have that, so you can't get the 2-on-1s. I'm watching that game last night. I'm watching Orlando's guards get switched on to bigs, and the bigs are in the lane and don't get the ball. I watched the play where Peyton Pritchard got the ball. I think I recorded on my phone and then threw my phone after I finished. He got the ball on the baseline. Ball bounces off. Cater gives him back the ball. Pritchard then runs back with his back to the basket across the lane. No one's on him. He has the ball in the paint, runs across the lane, turns around and shoots a 3, and it barely catches front rim. But he was open the whole space. He could have just shot an 8-footer, but he sprinted to the 3-point line and shot it. And at that point, there should have been a timeout. There should have been somebody on the sidelines throwing water, kicking a chair or something that said, "What are you doing?" And we don't get none of that. It's just, let's just sit. This is what we gonna do. And it's almost like he's being stubborn. And I feel that's exactly what it is. I'm gonna do my thing. I know you guys got on me for this. Like you said, we've gone over this. You're supposed to be able to repeat what I say verbatim with two verse ones. No, man, it don't work that way. You're shooting too many. You got guys. Peyton Pritchard, they put the stat up yesterday. He leads the league in field goal percentage in the paint. He's at like 75% on shots in the lane. He's not getting layups. Those are like pull-ups, floaters, that little fadeaway he does in the lane. He's more efficient in the paint than Giannis. So the question I have is, why aren't you telling him to do it more?
Everybody should be able to answer that question verbatim.
There you go. Yeah, I got a question. I got one to answer. What's his name? Mike Malone? Is that the coach from Denver? He's still available? Because somebody would say, you know what, Peyton Pritchard? If you are shooting 75%, 10 games in the lane, oh, yeah, I'm going to need you to take more of those. Hey, Cater, what do you shoot, 80% in the paint? Yeah, I'm going to need you to get more touches down the paint. Jaylen Brown, you won the league leaders in scoring and field goal percentage with that combination of the two. Yeah, I'm going to need you to get down in the lane. Who else is good in the Garza? Yep, I'm going to need you in the lane. Minot, yep, you dunking on everybody in the lane, catching on alley-oops. So why are you taking the 35-footer on the break? That should be an alley-oop yam every single time you sprinting. They should be afraid of you at this point. But they're not, because they know you're going to run to the three-point line, because I've brainwashed you into doing that. Derek White, you out there shooting 8% from the floor. Brother, get in the lane, get in the paint. We know you're not afraid of contact. You get stitches every 3 games. Get in the lane, get a layup, get yourself going, get to the foul line, get a rhythm. Get the defenses not sagging off you, daring you to shoot because they know you're ice cold. Get in the lane. Yep. You were very good at that up until you became a volume 3-point shooter. We can see it trending that way second half of last season. He had a lot of games with 15, 16 3-point attempts, knowing his game is 3-4 3-point attempts and getting in the lane, shooting the midi. All these guys. But nope. They'd rather just, this is how we going to play. Look, we beat Washington. Yeah, Washington is not Orlando. Orlando's one of the teams competing for the conference. They're not that good. You can get away with it against it. And you were down big against Washington and got hot at the right time. But no, it's all the cons. It's coaching. It's coaching, coaching, and then coaching.
It's his unwillingness to adapt or his inability to adapt. I'm talking about Mazzulla. Again, I think part of the thing is he's looking at 2 players, Derek White and Peyton Pritchard, and saying to himself, all right, they're going to become consistent again. Okay, maybe that's true, but they're not right now. So what is the adjustment? Just seems like there is no adjustment. Let's go to Mark in Dorchester. Again, the number is 617-779-0985. He wants to talk about the Celtics. Mark.
Hey, afternoon, guys. Happy Saturday. So 2 quick points on the Celtics. Number one, I'm probably one of the only guys that thinks this, but I actually don't care too much about how the outcome of the season comes. My priorities are Jaylen Brown staying healthy because of all the usage, and I want to see player development with like Hugo Gonzalez, Minot, and I want to see Amari Williams. I don't know where that guy is. But then second point as well is if we're going to have any success this season, it's actually our most important player is going to be Simons. I'm actually a big fan, but he's got to go in the starting lineup at the 2 guard and let him just like do his thing. And what that does is it allows White to go to the point guard, and going back to a 3 or 4 scoring option, not worrying about scoring. Pritchard going back to being a 6-man, which that's where he cooks. That's what he does against second units. And then it takes some pressure off of Brown as well too, because Simons can score. And he can create his own shot as well, too. So I think the season, any success is going to hinge on Simons. Thanks.
Appreciate it, Mark. We got to take a quick break. Before we go, real quick, Cerrone, I like Simons, but I feel like there's this cloud over his career here as a Celtic that's saying, hey, we're going to use him as, a piece to trade later on down the line or whatever.
No commitment to him.
No commitment. And I have a problem with that. I think he's one of those players, and you said this early, Cerrone, before the season even started. That's a guy that you want on the court as much as possible. So, once again, this dude said he's not worried about this season. It's more about the development. We talked about it. We started with my broken toe, and then we related it to the Celtics. The reason why I'm saying that now is because you don't want to break these players or get them started off on the wrong foot. If this year's a wash, okay, fine. But what habits are they going to build this year that could possibly carry over to next season and that aren't good habits to have?
One thing I'll say real quick before we take a break. So many people are saying tank. This team's at the bottom. They bottomed out. There's like 10 teams worse than them. Yeah. They're not getting them top lottery guys. There's teams out here that ain't won yet. If the playoffs started today, I think they're in the play-in as bad as they've been. Orlando was only 1 game better. Look around the Eastern Conference. Everybody is sitting at 500 or 1 game over. They're like 2 wins out of being at the top of the East. They're fine. They're not a championship team, but they have the talent, which goes back to they don't have the coaching. They have the pieces. You got an all-star playing at a high level, getting you 30 a night. You got the pieces. He just isn't using it right. He's playing checkers in a game of chess, and you can see it on the floor. Wow. That's simple.
617-779-0985 is the number. When we get back, we've given you some cons. We've given you one pro, which is JB. We got to complete the list. We're giving you 3 pros and cons on the Celtics so far this season. It's 985 The Sports Hub.
Taking your calls, giving hot takes. Leroy Irvin and Cerrone battle on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Celtics clawed their way back from a 16-point first quarter deficit to actually take the lead in this game. Had it with 7 minutes to go, but Magic were just too much down the stretch. They desperately needed an offensive performance and a win at home, and they get both. The final score, Orlando 123, Boston 110.
98.5 The Sports Hub, the Leroy and Cerrone Show. 617-779-0985 is the number. Plus, we're on YouTube Live, so go there and check us out. Tell a friend to tell a friend. You can stream us at 985thesportshub.com. And obviously, listen to us on air, 98.5 FM. Cerrone, we were talking about the 3 pros and cons concerning the Celtics. Can I give you a pro and a con, in my opinion?
Go right ahead, brother.
Turnovers. It's a pro. I love how they are leading the league and taking care of the ball. It's a beautiful thing. You can't ask for more. You would think taking care of the ball would result in better offensive numbers. But at the end of the day, I got to give them credit for that, taking care of the ball. That's a beautiful thing.
The thing I would give them credit for, a pro for me, is their defense.
Yes.
I want to say they're third. I think they're third in the NBA in points allowed. They only given up 103, which in today's NBA is amazing. That scores teams getting 140. I'm just amazed how teams can shoot 43 pointers and still get 40 free throws. That just doesn't make any sense to me. That goes to show the game is completely flawed. It's not even the same sport anymore. But they're top 3, I think, defensively. They're getting after it. Gonzalez, I think, he's their Marcus Smart replacement. It's that simple. He's going to be their lockdown defender that they put on superstars. They're already doing it now. He's got the size. He's got the hands. He's got the lateral movement. Very smart player. And he's only, 19 years old, whatever. By the time this dude's 23 years old, he's going to be an all-NBA defender without a doubt. I got to give him individual credit in the team for their defense. And a con for me is Derek White is shooting, I want to say he's got more 3-point attempts per game than Garza and Cater are getting shots. When your bigs aren't getting attempts, they're not going to respect whatever you do in the lane. You have to figure out a way to get those guys the basketball. And I think one of the biggest issues with this team, and it's going to go back to what I think the key to the whole thing is, and it should be obvious at this point, and we should be able to bury this, but the thing is, not just them, but more than anyone else, this team has no point guard. This team has no general. Who's the best passer on this team, Leroy? See what I'm saying?
Good question.
They can't. They're like, oh man, they're dead last in assists. Yeah, who can pass the ball? None of them can pass the ball. None of them are willing passers. None of them are walking up the court with the mindset of, I'm going to run the offense and find somebody an easy bucket. Peyton Pritchard's a point guard only because of his height. He's out there to get a bucket. Derek White's out there to get a bucket. Simons is out there to get a bucket. These guys are 2 guards that have to play the point. They don't have anybody that can spread the ball and that can get. Jaylen Brown had his first dunk was last night.
I know. I couldn't believe when they said that.
Like, wait, what? That's because there's nobody out there that can see him when he's cutting to the basket. There's no one with their head up on the break that can throw him a lob. And it goes to show. Who was the best player on this team last few years, Leroy?
Jason Tatum.
There you go. Who's the best point guard on the Celtics since Rondo? Jason Tatum. Where they at when it comes to rebounding? Are they around the bottom? Who's the best rebounder on the Celtics last few years, Leroy? Jason Tatum. Who's their best scorer? Tatum.
Yeah.
Who's the reason they got in the 2-on-1s? Tatum. Who can break down under high pick and roll to break a team down when you need a bucket? Tatum would get that pick and roll and then set the screen. They'll set a screen for him. He'd get by next man that would step up. He would get by him every single time. And what does that do? It creates a wide open shot for who? That's cold. Hauser, Derek White. Who fed Luke Cornett the most? Jason Tatum. He fed the bigs. How come the bigs aren't getting touches? Because they don't have somebody that can break the offense down, get in the lane, and then make a clean pass. Jason Tatum, for all those that said, well, him and Brown are about equal. No. No, they are not. Jaylen Brown's having a career year, and it ain't the best of Jason Tatum. I'm sorry. Jason Tatum is one of the top 3 players in the NBA because he is an elite rebounder. He is an elite defender. He is an excellent passer out of traps and double teams. He got better at that over the years. And when it comes down to it, when the team is cold, that man can ISO you from 1 foot to 35 feet away and is deadly at it. He has the size. He's 6'10" with long arms. He has wide shoulders. He is an unbelievable athlete with unbelievable stamina. And the biggest thing that makes a superstar and a winner, he makes the guys around him better. If Jason Tatum was out there with this team, they'd be at the top of the Eastern Conference. But you know why? Because Minot would be better. Hauser would be better. Pritchett wouldn't be cold. Derek White wouldn't be cold. I mentioned Hauser. Cater would have so many more dunks and layups right now. You'd be looking at him as one of the better bigs. The same way we looked at what was left of Al Horford, what was left of Cornette and Porzingis. He made them better by driving and kicking or finding them open. And he made Missoula's offense look competent.
Yeah.
When he's out there, Hauser gets the extra step on that 3-point shot. Pritchett gets the space. Derek White gets the space. Jaylen Brown now gets the space. JB, imagine when Tatum comes back.
Oh, yeah.
He's not going to have the best defender on him no more. He's not going to be double teamed. Now he's going to be allowed to go to work. And if he keeps playing the way he is now, when Jason Tatum comes back, they can beat anybody in the NBA. And that's a fact.
When Jason Tatum comes back, there needs to be a Jason Tatum appreciation night.
Oh, he's my favorite for MVP.
It's like
he's the MVP favorite.
Right. It's not that no one appreciated him. But
they didn't, Leroy. They didn't.
I'm trying to give people a pass.
No passes. But they didn't.
The level of appreciation for Jason Tatum should be going up and up with every passing game, win or lose. And it's not a knock on JB, like you said. He's been doing
JB sensational this year.
He's been crazy. But them looks are going to look real nice when JT comes back and all the attention's down on him. Listen, the phone lines are lighting up wanting to talk about the Celtics, 617-779-0985. When we get back, we're going to talk to you all about the Celtics, baby, and more coming up. Leroy and Cerrone Show, 985 The Sports Hub.
Cerrone on the Sports Hub.
That's just running some clock here. Beat the Celtics here in the NBA Cup 2 years ago. Going to do it again tonight. Banchero with a good night three. Margins 12, 121, 109. Jaylen Brown has the ball punched away from behind. Celtics will keep it with 24.9 to go. Celtics will drop to 4-6.
All right, welcome back. Leroy and Cerrone show right here on your favorite 98.5 The Sports Hub. Been talking about the Celtics. They took a L last night, which, by the way, I got to say this. The NBA Cup, I'm sick of the courts. I really am. Did you see Minnesota's?
It was glowing.
Oh, my God.
You can see it off their faces. Yo, when did neon green become a color for Timberwolves? Like, I'm thinking of the KG years all the way up until like 2 years ago. They just added this neon green to their like regular uniforms. I'm like, when has that ever been a part of their history of their colors?
Yo, I know this is a New York thing, so I'm not going to take credit for it, but that's nasty work. That was nasty, nasty work. We were talking about the Celtics, giving our pros and cons for this season so far. One of the things we got on, Cerrone, we were talking about JT. For you youngins out there, back in the day, Chicago Bulls, when Michael Jordan retired, Scottie Pippen became the guy, and he did a decent job. I would argue and say Jaylen Brown is doing a better job than Scottie Pippen did with the Bulls. But there was a moment when there were rumblings of Michael Jordan coming back, and Scottie Pippen put his sneaker into the camera and pointed like, come on back.
And that was the second season without Jordan.
Yes.
And they were a 500 team.
I'm telling you right now, Celtics fans all over the world are doing that in their own way. It's not to take a shot at JB at all. JB is doing his thing. He is playing phenomenal basketball. But we all should recognize now just a little bit more. If you were hesitant on giving Jason Tatum his credit, his due, you got to see like, man, yeah. Appreciation night. I swear, when he comes back, I want a video and everything. Put it on the Jumbotron.
Put it on the Jumbotron. I know, like he retired, a tribute video.
Yes. Let's go.
I honestly feel, looking at the way they've played, with their defense being where it's ranked, and the biggest thing right now is the offense being one of the worst, is they probably would maybe have a 1L this season. They might have lost one game.
Yeah.
With him. They're good enough to compete. This roster's good enough.
Can I add one more thing that I think would have helped, and they might have just had one loss. So obviously, they would have more wins if this happened, and this is one of the cons. They can't get to the free throw line.
Guess who was the best on the team getting to the free throw line?
You ain't got to tell me. You ain't got to
the rebounding.
JT, baby.
Yeah, he the last 2 years, he averaged 8. This is 8 defensive rebounds a game over the last 2 seasons. 8. That's 8 stops. Where are they getting beat this year? Allowing offensive rebounds every single night. You see Missoula benching guys for not getting offensive rebounds. And my biggest complaint with that, obviously missing Tatum, their best rebounder by far. They should not be in situations due to switching and how they play defense where you're relying on Peyton Pritchard and Derek White and Simons to get defensive rebounds. That's simple basketball. Is your guard's supposed to be heading up the court, up floor. Your bigs rebound and outlet the basketball that leads to easy buckets. Okay, if you want to outlet the ball and they want to sprint to the three-point line, I got you. But the only way that's going to work, you got to rebound the ball first. You got to have the ball. You want to play with pace? And this whole thing, we got to play with pace. We got to play with pace. They're like dead last in pace. They're dead last. He said we want to be fast, and they turned into the slowest team in the NBA. How? With all those guards you play with, and you're still the slowest team in the league? Why? Because they're not rebounding. When you rebound, outlet quick to half court, the man at half court pushes it forward to whoever's on his left or his right. Or you fill the lane with the big for the layup. Repeat. You're getting stops, and you're number one. You're third in the league in 103 points a game allowed. You're getting stops. Rebound the ball, put your bigs on the floor, and rebound the ball. Stop going small when you can't rebound. What are you going small for? Put your bigs. You drafted Amir Williams from Kentucky, who got in the NBA because he's 6'11", can pass the ball and can rebound and can run the floor, and he's right there on your bench. And you said, you know what? I think I'm going to put every guard on my team on the court at one time against Bencaro. Last night, you're looking at Bencaro. He's got Peyton Pritchard on him on the block. And he's standing there with his arms folded like, okay, Pritchard, dig in. What? That man is 6'9", 250.
Right. 617-779-0985 is the number. You know what it is, Cerrone? I think part of the problem is the Celtics as an organization and Mazzulla as coach, their philosophy didn't take into account that the league was going to change and switch back to big men.
Well, you got three of them.
I know, but it's the philosophy they want to.
Oh, yeah, he's still playing like it's 2021.
Yes, he's trying to push the ball. He's trying to have them shoot threes. And because of that, the big man ain't getting on the court like they should. Let's go to the phones. We got Tim in Nashua. Tim.
So I want to talk about Derek White. When he first came here, he basically ran the offense way back when. I don't know if Joe, is accounting for Tatum missing, but it almost seems like they're trying to guess who they want to run the offense. I believe Derek White carrying the ball up the court is the way to go, and let Brown and Pritchard do their own thing. It's just, it just doesn't look like they're organized going up the court.
Appreciate it, Tim. And part of the problem for me, a lot of people will say, well, it's early in the season, so they're using this part of the season to try to figure out who's going to do what, rotations, this, that, and the third. No, do that before the season starts.
And that's what the preseason's for. That's what practice is for.
Exactly. You should know that. Let's go to
Gabe.
You
don't wait to live fire and say, hey, let's try something out.
Let's go to Gabe in West Roxbury. Gabe.
What's up, guys?
What's up?
You guys are speaking. I can't say more. JT, it makes a huge difference. He's a huge rebound. He's massive on the boards. He makes a huge difference. Jalen is a great player, but he cannot lead an offense. They are looking for players they want to go with Tatum going into next year, like my note. And, hey, Pippen had 2 good years on the Blazers where they made the Western Conference Finals in 99 and 2000, and he was the key contributor. I think he's a bit better than Brown, but, yeah, I just wanted to throw that in.
Appreciate it, Gabe. One more caller before we go to break. Let's go to Bob in Belmont. Bob.
Yes, Cerrone, I couldn't agree with you more. You're absolutely right about Tatum being unappreciated. Where I disagree with you a bit, I think, is that I think Brown is overappreciated. By that, he's a good player. I think he's a 15 to 20 player, closer to 20 than 15, I think. But he thinks he's number one. He's got a lot of people in the market on talk shows, print media, that think Brown is as good as Tatum. He's not.
Appreciate it, Bob. I think, and I hope, that both Tatum and Brown have a better understanding of how much they need each other. And maybe they've already realized that. I mean, they've won a championship together.
Yeah, I think they know. I think they know. But where I'm agree with the caller is, Browns, they look at what it is. Unfortunately, it's an era of it's statistics. We get on teams for using analytics, and the first thing we do is go straight to the numbers.
True.
We as fans don't watch the games. We just look at numbers and say, well, look at the numbers. Jalen Brown's having a type of season. He's at 28 a game. He's shooting a high percentage. We'd say, yeah, he's playing like a top 10 player in the league. But like the caller said, a lot of the reason his scoring is up is because his attempts go up. Your usage goes up when you're the man now. But for him to be on the level as a complete basketball player as Jason Tatum, you got to get to the point where you get the ball in certain spots and then you make the guys around you better. Jalen Brown has to become a better passer. Jalen Brown has an incredible body and athletic build. He has to become the rebounder now. Tatum's out. I'm going to have to go out there and get 8 rebounds a night and make up the difference. I'm going to have to get down there, bang, and box out. The three's not dropping. I'm good in the lane. I'm good on the glass. I can get up quick off the ground, jump quickly. I got to be the modern day power forward for this team. Give it to me on the low block. Let them foul me or double team me, and I'm going to find the open man. As opposed to, he's catching and shooting on the curl, hitting that mid-range jumper. He's making them bad boys. But is that what they need him to do? I think they'd have more wins if Jaylen Brown was scoring around 20 a game, but was giving you 28 and 8 a night. You see the difference?
Yes. Yep.
That 28 and 8. It's like Michael Jordan, 37 points a game. Oh my God, they can't stop him. When did they win? When he dropped it down to 29, 8 and 8, 27 and 7. LeBron James, he's only scored 30 a game, I think once or twice in his career. When is he at his most dangerous? That 25, 8 and 8, 9 and 9, pushing triple doubles every night. When Jaylen Brown gets to the triple double level, that means he's making guys better. He's getting the assists. I'm rebounding the ball. I'm getting the steals. I'm an all NBA defender. He's already doing that part. Then I think he's better. But the more he gets 30, the more we're going to let you go one-on-one and hit that, because we don't want you getting Sam Hauser and Peyton Pritchard going. And they want to see Pritchard over dribbling as opposed to Jaylen Brown being trapped. And then finding Pritchard for the open catch and shoot where his percentages will go up. If Pritchard, Hauser, and Derek White are on the receiving end of these catch and shoot passes out of double teams and traps, their percentages go up, the team scoring goes up, Jaylen Brown's stock goes up as a complete basketball player. But he has to be closer, maybe 20, 23, 24, round 24, 8 and 8, 7 and 8. And I think he'll be on that level. Jason Tatum was giving you the assists and the rebounds and could be close to getting double, triple doubles every single night.
All right, we got to move on real quick. I just want to put in the pro list. Shout out to Jason Tatum for showing up and still
every night. Yeah.
I mean, that's huge. That's huge. 617-779-0985 is the number. When we get back, we got to talk about those New England Patriots.
From the Telstra Type Studios, WBZ-FM and HD1. It's not just the games. It's Toucher and Hardy, Zolak and Bertrand, Felger and Maz, Joe Murray. For Boston sports fans, it's 98.5, the Sports Hub. Beasley Media Group Station. Essential Sports Hub headline, presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
All right, NBA Cup action. Jaylen Brown scored 32 points, shooting 53.6%, but that wasn't enough as the Celtics fell to the Orlando Magic 123-110. College football. The 1-8 BC Eagles are getting cracked by SMU 38-6. It's about 9 minutes left in the fourth quarter. The Bruins look to win their sixth game in a row when they take on the Maple Leafs tonight in Toronto. The puck drops at 7, and you can catch all the action right here on 985 The Sports Hub. Pre-game coverage starts at 6:30. And, of course, the Patriots look to win their 7th straight when they take on the Buccaneers tomorrow in Tampa Bay. Kickoff at 1. Your Sports Hub headlines are driven by the stylish Honda Accord. Head to your local New England Honda dealers to learn more or shop online at newengland.hondadealers.com. I'm Leroy Irvin. Your next update is in an hour.
Here's Pasternak, high swap. Right circle to Zaka. Sends one across. McAvoy shot, and he scores!
The Bruins play here. Now, Leroy Irvin and Cerrone battle on Boston's Home for Sports. 98.5 The Sports Hub.
All right, welcome back. Leroy and Cerrone Show, 98.5 The Sports Hub. If you're just tuning in, today's music is dedicated to Mobb Deep. They have a new album out. Go check it out when you get a chance. Havoc and the late, great Prodigy. We've been talking about the Celtics. We're moving on to the Patriots now. But before we do that, we do have a caller who wants to get one thing off of their chest concerning the Celtics. Harris and Roxbury. What's up, Harris?
Hey, how you doing?
Good.
When it comes to, like, the Celtics team, like, one of the philosophies that no one really talks about is Brad Stevens' philosophy on, like, positionless basketball. And that works when you have, like, an Al Horford who can, like, pass the ball, handle the ball, run the point or whatever, or a Porzingis, or even a Gordon Hayward or Jason Tatum. When you have guys on this roster who are true to their position and can't do multiple things, it's not going to work. And we all know, Mazzulla, he's not a really good coach. If you had a coach like, Rick Carlisle, he can do wonders with his roster because he knows how to use each individual piece on this team. And plus, you add, this team doesn't have a point guard. So you add all that together, this team is pretty much lost until Tatum comes back.
Appreciate it, Harris.
Agree.
Cerrone, real quick, it speaks to a bigger issue, not just with the Celtics, but the game of basketball. NBA basketball has a huge issue. I was watching the game last night, and I can't lie. There was a moment where I said, I don't feel like watching this because the product I'm seeing from both teams just to me isn't entertaining enough. And then I look at somebody like Dirk Nowitzki. Did you see what he said about the Dallas Mavericks?
Yeah, he ripped them apart.
He said they can't shoot, they can't make plays, nobody can make shots. Excuse me, if that's the case, what are they doing in the NBA? Isn't that like a fundamental thing that you need to work on and be really good at in order to make it to the big time?
The NBA problem is beyond the NBA. It's grassroots. It's youth league. I was at an event yesterday with my son. Shout out to Isaiah at UNC Greensboro, and they had a 1v1 tournament.
Oh boy!
And I'm like, this is cool, guys, getting an ISO game on, and then it hit me. This is the problem.
Yeah,
it's 1v1. This is like going to enjoy a DB versus wide receiver event instead of a football game, or a goalie versus scorer situation, or the best pitcher versus the best hitter in a home run derby. Mm-hmm. That's what it is. But the 1v1 has taken over. Where the conversation is they look at ISO players as players. And that's not basketball. It's a team sport with 10 guys on the court. And nobody knows how to play team basketball. Leroy, I'm going to ask you right now. Mm-hmm. I would ask some calls of, I'm going to keep it to the NBA. Yo, who's your top 5 passers in the NBA?
Ooh, that's tough.
Name your top 5 passes in 1990. 1980, right. 2000.
Yeah.
You can name them easily.
Yeah, John Stockton is one of them.
Jay Kidd.
Yeah.
Jay Kidd, Steve Nash.
Yeah.
You can go up and down the list. Gary Payton was still in the league. Jason Williams out in Sacramento.
Yep.
These guys that can run an offense and pass the ball.
Rondo.
You had the Rondos and Chris Paul. I mentioned Steve Nash, part of that era. Jason Kidd was the last of that breed. Today, right now, no one can name. You can't name 3 good passers. Jokic, and then the list just completely plummets. Name your best rebounders. Name your best power. Who's got the top 5? Who the top 5 post players in the NBA?
Right.
Post game.
Right.
You can't name them. And Wemby ain't top 15, and he's 7'9". He has no post game. He plays like Kyrie Irving, and he's 8 feet tall. There's no one. People talk about the skill, but the fundamental is gone. The Celtics can't trade for a point guard because there's none. There's no floor generals. There's not one kid who comes in the NBA with a mindset of, I'm going to run the offense and be the best passer on the court. On the college game, there is not one kid in college who has a mindset of, I'm going to run the floor, be a floor general, and be a top 10 pick. Every point guard in the country, ISO, dribble, set a screen. I'm either going to shoot a float or shoot a pass alley-oop or do a step back 3, triple step back. That's it. That's all you see. Every big man wants to shoot the 3 because that's where the money's at. That's what they're being told at the high school level. This is how you play. There's no fundamental guards. There's no post players. There's no power forwards. That job is to rebound. You got a bunch of, like the call said, shout out to him, positionless basketball. And now years of it is starting to look stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yo, what is this?
To that point, they did not replace the bigs. We lack length. Porzingis, Horford, Cornette, all out the door. And they literally just signed Garza. That's it, Luka Garza.
They drafted Williams. They drafted Williams from Kentucky and they threw him in the G League.
Correct.
But around the league, there's no, Jokic is the only true center in the league. Embiid got shot knees and he's still shooting 3s. Like, dude, what are you doing? But it's not a Celtics problem. It's a league-wide problem.
Yep.
But the Celtics are bad at the league-wide trend. They don't have the talent to play what everybody else is doing. Because one key thing, you mentioned it. Okay, Houston said, you know what? We're going to play positionless basketball. But everybody we put on that court going to be 6'9" or taller.
Yep.
Everybody's big. We're going to play big positionless basketball. KD small forward at 6'11". And we out there with Simons on Pincaro. You ain't going to win like that. If you're going to play positionless, which you shouldn't be doing, you better find you a general, find you a big that can play in the post, find you wings. You got 2 of those. Find guys that can play a role and you can compete for a championship. OKC has role players. Hartenstein last night had 31 and 20 rebounds. He's like the 5th best player on the team because he don't shoot threes. I'm going to stay in this lane. I'm going to rebound. I'm going to get putbacks. Chet going to play his role. Shea going to play his role. Caruso going to play his role. And they're like, man, I don't know why no one can beat this OKC team because they have roles and they stick to it.
Yeah, and
it's simple.
And what you hope will happen is that teams around the league are paying attention, which they are, but that, copycat league, they'll see what OKC did, and then hopefully, let's say within the next 5 years, we see some kind of return to what we were used to seeing in basketball. I don't think it'll ever go all the way back, but at least something.
You know what? I'm going to give credit where credit is due. If anybody's been watching college basketball so far, them top 5, 6 players in the country right now, man, oh man.
Shout out to AJ DeBonte.
Shout out to AJ leading the way. Please. But the one thing about this new crop of young players, I don't know what happened. I don't know, something in the water or somebody, a switch was flipped. I watched UNC Kansas last night.
Mm-hmm.
Those 2 kids, Kalen Wilson, he was posting people up, catch it, turn around, fade. He looked like Lim Byers out there and almost shed a tear. AJ out there, I'm going to the rack. I'm going to dunk on somebody. I'm going to put it back. I'm going to get in the lane. I'm going to get push shots. I'm going to run the floor. And you're seeing the return of the 6'8", 6'9", small forward slasher that's living in the mid-range. And it's a beautiful thing to watch. No more of the LaMelo Ball, high pick and roll, shoot 40-footers. Them dudes dead and gone.
Don't forget, Cerrone, with AJ, I mean, he would draw the double and dish the ball.
Get rid of it.
Are you serious?
You see him with his back turned, looking at the double team come, and then making the clean pass. Yes, Lord. The Celtics ain't going to get one of them because there's a lot of teams out here, I say, that's on complete. They've been taking since the first day. The Celtics ain't that bad, but those players are coming, and they're gonna make an impact quickly because what they're doing is foreign to this current game. So they're gonna be stars immediately. So next year, that 2026 NBA draft is gonna be one to remember because there's gonna be some ballers coming. The Boozer twins, there's gonna be some ballers coming out of this. I'm telling you right now.
Carmelo's kid.
Let's go. You get me excited, Cerrone. I'm like, all right.
They there.
Basketball might be on its way back. All right, 617-779-0985. Cerrone, the Patriots, they're 7-2, and they're taking on the Bucks. I got a question for you, Cerrone, and for everybody out there. If you want to chime in, do so. 617-779-0985. Cerrone, are we giving Tampa Bay too much respect? We'll talk about that next. 985, the Sports Hub.
More leave. Two local guys, lots of local sports talk. Leroy Irvin and Cerrone battle on Boston's home for sports. 98.5 The Sports Hub.
They win. I'll happily call them legitimate Super Bowl contenders. I don't think their championship equity is, what you would find, of course, of the Chiefs or even the Seahawks now, or the Eagles or the Lions, where you're talking about, 5% or greater. And that's generally kind of the cutoff, right, for some analytics folks in basketball. Like, do you have a 5% chance or greater? But you're in there. You can hang around and you win 80% of your games, including then a winning record against teams projected to be in the playoffs, Steelers, Bills, and Bucks. If you don't collapse at the end of the season, Aaron, you win this game, you can absolutely make a run of the title, in my opinion.
Woo! 98.5 The Sports Hub. Man, if I was on the New England Patriots coming out to this,
player introductions back.
Some bad things are going to happen on that field. Oh, my God. 617-779-0985 is the number. That was Andrew Callahan on the Pats Interference Podcast. Cerrone, the Pats are 6-2. They're going for their 7th win in a row. The Bucks are 6-2. That's good for first in the NFC South and second in the NFC overall. Cerrone, this is one of the things that we talked about, and I took some notes when we were talking during the week. And, we just pick up the phone and we're talking. I took down some notes because one of the things that you wanted to get on, I would love to just sit back and let you talk. But you are like, are we giving Tampa Bay too much respect? Can you speak on that?
Yeah, they're not that good. I don't know where it came from or how it happened. It's like all of a sudden now Todd Bowles is, top 5 coach of all time. Their defense is the 2000 Ravens, and Baker Mayfield is Peyton Manning. They have a good record, but we hold the Patriots back because, well, they ain't really beat anybody of importance. The Buccaneers, they won their first game of the season on a miracle at the end, beating the Falcons. Patriots also beat the Falcons. They won 23-20. Then they won their second game on a miracle against a Texas team that I think might be still under 500. They won that one 20-19. Miracle. They beat the Jets in overtime on a miracle play. We remember that one where Aaron Glenn did his famous 2-step up the sidelines. Miracle play, miracle game, won that one. Okay, here they come. Big game for them. They play the Eagles. But they got punched in the head, man. Gave up 31 points. Then here's their best win of the season. Tampa's best win of the season, where they beat the Seahawks 38-35. And they beat the Niners when back and forth with their little quarterback situation, whatever, but they beat Mac Jones. I give them that. They play the Lions. They got punched in the head again. Then they beat the Saints. Patriots beat the Saints. But we're treating this team like they're just dominant in every way. They're middle of the pack.
Yeah, they are.
Offensively, they're like 13-14. Defensively, 13-14. Yep. And here's the biggest thing.
Yep.
The Patriots might not have played a juggernaut schedule, but just about every single team they've played has been better defensively than the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Miami Dolphins are better. The Atlanta Falcons are better defensively. I mean, you can go down the list. The Buffalo Bills have been better defensively. The Carolina Panthers, the Browns are one of the top defenses in the league. Go through the whole list. I think the only team that wasn't better was the Steelers out of all the teams the Patriots played already. So this idea of, man, this is a real test for Drake May. Atlanta last week was like number 3 in pass defense. That was one of the best. The Browns the week before that, they got to Drake May 7 times and got blown out. They face great defenses. They face good teams. But not super great teams, but teams that have been good on a particular side of the ball. Mm-hmm. The Buccaneers have been average, and they're about 5 miracles away from playing for a quarterback next year. Baker Mayfield has been good. He's not turning the ball over. He's making plays. Excuse me.
And the defense is getting turnovers.
Their defense, they get turnovers. They blitz a lot. Todd Bowles, you know what he's going to do. Drake May's been elite against what they do, though. But this team is missing Mike Evans is out. They're missing their best running back. They're missing Godwin. They're down to their rookie receiver, who's very good, by the way. but he's all they got. And it's like, if we're going to hold the things against the Patriots, their schedule, we got to look at the Buccaneers and say, wait a minute, now they ain't done nothing either. They're beating up on the Saints and Panthers too. I mean, it's the same in Atlanta. Excuse me. But I think they have flaws. Like I said, the middle of the pack offensively, middle of the pack defensively. Their pass defense is not that great compared to who they've already faced. I think the Saints' pass defense was better than the Saints. I mean, better than the Buccaneers. For some reason, we've given power to the name Baker Mayfield and Todd Bowles, and we just assume for some reason that they're just this elite squad, and this is the game that's going to tell us the Patriots No, the Bills was the game that told you they were good.
Right.
Because the Bills are good. And the game that you're really going to have to worry about, what you're going to say, is this team Super Bowl ready or not? It's a back-to-back stretch, December 14th and 21st, where they play back-to-back league MVPs in Lamar Jackson and a healthy Ravens team, and you got to deal with Josh Allen again, who's coming in to get a little get back and playing for playoff position. Beating Tampa, losing to Tampa ain't the make or break. It's beating Baltimore and Buffalo in December to get home field or something like that. That's going to make or break this team. But I'm not big on Tampa Bay. I don't think they're really that elite. And I think the Patriots are going to beat them the way they beat everybody else because they're not great at one particular thing to take advantage of Patriot weaknesses. The Patriots are top 10 in offense and defense. Tampa Bay is top 15 maybe in either one. And now they're banged up. Yeah. I think the Patriots go in there and punch them in the head the same way they did everybody else the last 6 weeks we've seen. I don't think Tampa has the ability to have, like last week, Bijan Robinson, Pro Bowl level running back for Atlanta team. Drake London had 6 one-handed catches and had the size and the ability. He wasn't even open. He was just making plays over Gonzalez and over Carlton Davis. He had the ability, the physical gifts. They had the physical ability at tight end. They had individual talent all over the place that gave the Patriots fits. Tampa doesn't have that. They got a rookie receiver that's electric, but other than that, it's going to be Mayfield running around, throwing it up in the air and for a miracle. He'll get a couple, give you a little attitude to look like he's doing something, and Todd Bowles is going to sit in the house and act like he's really doing something magical. But I think the Patriots are going to go in there and beat this team. I don't see nothing special about Tampa Bay at all.
The thing about Tampa Bay, for me, again, we already mentioned this, is they'll get some turnovers, and that's one of the concerns with the Patriots, just making sure that they take care of the ball. Someone who didn't take care of the ball but kind of corrected things, Ramondre Stevenson, he's not going to be playing. Booty's not going to be playing. With the absence of those two players, are you concerned about that, Cerrone, or are there any concerns with the Patriots going into this game? A lot of people are talking about how they didn't do anything at the trade deadline. Is depth going to be an issue?
No, it's going to be an issue for Tampa. They're down all their receivers. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. They're down their best and only running back. They don't run the ball well at all, and they down that one guy that can do it. We kind of wanted Travion Henderson to get more touches. They don't want their backup getting touches. They want Mike Evans. They want Chris Godwin. They want those receivers out there that make them electric, so you can't double guys and they dictate coverages. They're missing all those pieces, and I think that's going to hurt Tampa. They're going to make plays here and there. Yeah, they're going to get after it defensively. They're going to be aggressive. It's another test for the offensive line to kind of recognize where those blitzes are coming from. But I think the disrespect of Drake May is getting ridiculous.
Oh, boy. Yeah.
Because he's been electric against the blitz.
Yeah, we got to talk about that really, really soon. Before we go to break, though, let's go to the phone line. 617-779 is the number. JD in Worcester wants to talk about Mac Hollins. What's up, JD?
How you doing? Love the content, gentlemen.
Appreciate it.
I'm just curious if you guys think he's going to have a big game or not.
Appreciate it, JD. Mac Hollins, wide receiver. That's the man with I was going to say boots on the ground, but feet on the ground. Cerrone, how do you feel about his performance tomorrow? What do you think?
Especially if Booty doesn't play.
Yeah. Uh-oh. Cerrone.
Sorry about that. Yeah, I think he's going to make plays in the red zone. I think he's going to get first downs for them. I'm not expecting 100 yards from him, but he's been reliable. He's got the size. He's got the hands. And I think he's a threat in the red zone for them because of his size. I think he's going to make plays, but I think the step-up guy is going to be Pop Douglas. I think he's going to continue his little run that he's been on. It's a Pop Douglas and Stephon Diggs day, because I think against teams that blitz a lot, bring a ton of pressure, you're going to need the shifty guy that gets open in 2 steps to be the one that just flashes in front of Drake May's face and comes open underneath. I don't think the bigger receiver that takes longer to get downfield to get open is going to be the big threat. But I will say this. The fastest receiver the Patriots have on this team is Kyle Williams. And he hasn't been what we thought he was going to be. Well, he hasn't had the opportunity because I think the receivers above him have been better than we thought going into the season. Kyle Williams still has the ability. If you blitz heavy and you miss, him and Travion Henderson in the screen game, these 2 burners, I'm telling you, if they get the opportunity to get one-on-one and that defender misses, they're going to make big plays. But I think tomorrow's going to be a day for Stephon Diggs and Pop Douglas to really shine. And keep an eye on the tight ends. You blitz those linebackers over the middle, play action is going to be there. Tight ends are going to eat.
All right, let's take one more caller, Joe in West Virginia. Joe.
Leroy, real quick, and Cerrone and George behind the glass producing the show. Great afternoon show as always, gentlemen.
Thank you.
And real quick, too, before I get to my point, Leroy, with your permission, there is not a better on-air chair dancer at 98.5 The Sports Hub. I'd love to hear you doing some last dance with Donna Summer. Hey, real quick with the Pats game, I got to say, I'm going to say number 6, Baker Mayfield, number 10, Drake May will cancel each other out. Defense, man, I'll tell you that Pirates goes down in Tampa, the Cannons, everything else. They're going to be tough. Their D is definitely going to be tough. I figure the Pats D will match them. So now you're talking ball security. Job one as far as paramount.
Appreciate it, Joe. We're going to take a break. Cerrone, you mentioned Drake May. A lot of people mentioned Drake May and saying that the Patriots in general, tomorrow's game is this big statement game, even though you disagree. But Drake May, he's made a statement so far in this first half of the season, but he's not being respected. We got to talk about that next. All right, it's Leroy and Cerrone. It's 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Now, Leroy Irvin and Cerrone battle. Leroy and Cerrone on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Zone.
Everyone knows the Patriots are good. No one knew about that when they played the Bills. Nobody knew if the Patriots are good. Most people thought they weren't good, right? So we said at the time that was the Drake May signature game. He outplayed Josh Allen. He completed north of 73% of his passes. He threw for 273 yards. That was the moment where everyone's like, oh, maybe Drake May's pretty good, right? Maybe this guy's pretty good. And then since then, what has he done? He's gone on this run where he's led his team to a 6-game winning streak. And as we alluded to, he's front and center in the MVP race. And we've seen the crazy numbers, right? That elite number that's out there where it's 8 straight games with 200 pass yards and 100 passer rating. That ties a record for the second most in terms of 200 pass yards, 100 passer rating. The guys that he's tied with, Rodgers, who won an MVP, Brady, who won an MVP, Manning, who won an MVP. Brady's was the 2007 year. The only one longer than that in terms of a streak is Rodgers in 2011.
That he was glazing Drake May and his performance in the first half of the season. Cerrone, let's just get right to it. And again, people, the number 617-779-0985. When it comes to the MVP race of Drake May, you know, you hear about analysts who agree that he's in the conversation, but apparently execs don't think. He received only one MVP vote from executives for the first half of the season. Are the current Pats, Cerrone, are they still paying the price for the sins, a.k.a. dislike of the Pats from the past? And more importantly, what will it take to force these execs to think twice once the season is over for Drake May?
They won't. They're not going to change. It's the same people who didn't want to give Brady credit until he had 7 Super Bowls. Oh, okay. Now he's better than Montana. So, it took 40,000 extra more yards and 5 more Super Bowls. That's what it took. But yet Pat Mahomes gets 20,000 yards passing and 3 Super Bowls. He's already better than Tom Brady. But anyway, a lot of executives, some of them feel the way they do because, like we've heard, what was it? The Bears front office was laughing at video of Drake May?
Right.
You think they're going to come out and admit that he's MVP caliber? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
How many of these teams didn't view him as that good coming out of it? They looked at him in the drafts. He's not that good. Looked at last year. He's not that good. Now they don't want to. One of the hardest things to do for people in 2025 is to change their mind.
Say it. And you know what? I got your back on this because you were one of the people that changed your mind on Drake May. And for some idiotic reason, you have people out there who think it was idiotic to change your opinion. You saw the man live, change your opinion, and guess what? Ended up being right. And like you said, it's 2025. We about to hit 2026.
People can't do it.
People can't. They can't do it, and they can't handle it. But you were right.
People will go to just to the end. Doesn't matter. They just not. No, this is what I believe. This is it. I'm not changing. He's not Jaden Daniels. And it's like, well, one of the issues, I got to shout out to Zoe on this one. Coming into the draft, Zoe said this before the draft, a month before the draft. Jaden Daniels has all the skill in the world, but he doesn't have as a body. He's too thin. He's too short. He doesn't slide. What are we saying about Jaden Daniels right now? He done hurt his shoulder.
Right.
He done dislocated his elbow. He done hurt his legs. The kid ain't played but 20 games. So it was right. Yeah, the analysis was right. He just didn't have the body. Drake May, he has all the tools. Can he not turn the ball over? What are we saying about Drake May right now?
Yep.
He has all the tools. If he can only just not turn the ball over, he's going to be elite. Well, he's on stretches where he's not turning it over, and he's playing elite football. But a lot of these NFL guys, because by them saying he's good, whatever, it's them admitting that they were wrong about him or other things. Drake May, to me, my opinion, not being a homer or whatever, he is the MVP front runner by a mile. And I say this because he is doing the most with the least. Nobody in the galaxy predicted this team to be in position to win 7-8 games in a row. They win today. They can go on a run looking at the rest of the schedule. Nobody thought they would be this good. Nobody thought this was a top 5 offense. How many years has it been since they put up 30 multiple times in the season, and this kid's doing it almost every other week with this offense? They got guys hurt, and we're like, so what? It's like we don't even care. Ramondre Stevenson's out, and we're like, they still gonna win. Travion Henderson hasn't been what we thought. Kyle Williams hasn't been what we thought, and they're still scoring points. He is doing the most with the least. If he had Sean McVay in L.A., if he had Devontae Adams and Puka Nacua, just the same way Stafford does, you can say, because he's playing with better veteran. He's got elite talent around him. If he was playing in Indianapolis with that offensive line, with that running game, with that tight end that they hit on in Indy, he'd be dominant. He doesn't have none of those things, and his best weapon is a shell of Stephon Diggs. That's the best thing he's got, and he's out there elevating. Keyshawn Booty gonna have 10 touchdowns. Think about that for a minute. This is one of the guys we put in the class of these receivers suck, and he's up on position to be a double-digit touchdown guy. Pop Douglas is coming around. He's finding them. Tight ends are still eating. I mean, you got to give him credit. He's got a new head coach, new coordinators, no talent around him, and yet this kid is putting up incredible numbers. He is an MVP caliber guy, and some just aren't going to admit it. Now, not going to change. And then you have the other group who they don't really dig in and do their homework. So they're just going to say, it's Pat Mahomes. It's Josh Allen. They're going to say it's like NBA guys. It's LeBron James and Steph Curry and Kevin Durant. No, man, look around the league. You know it's Jokic and Shea. It's obvious. But some people won't come off Josh Allen. They won't come off Pat Mahomes. Even in L's, Pat Mahomes' MVP stock went up. And it's like, no, man, they're a 500 team. He shouldn't even be in the conversation, and he's been there. Mm-hmm. He shouldn't even be. Josh Allen been outdueled all season by Drake May and lost to this kid at home. He's not in the conversation until something else happens. But Drake May, for what he's doing with the accuracy, he's completing over 70% of his throws with a QB rating of 115. That is insane. We're going into November, and this kid is still doing this. This is incredible. And don't give me schedule, because you saw the schedule in August and you still didn't think they were going to be this good. You knew what the schedule was, and you didn't pick them to win this many games. And one thing I'll say about schedule, this might sting to some Patriot fans. You know who had the easiest schedule in the last 20 years for Super Bowl winners? 0-1 Patriots. Hello. You don't remember that schedule, do you? You don't remember nobody that played on that schedule. You just know they had a good season and won the Super Bowl. Teams with easy schedules are the teams that usually win. The 2000 Ravens had an easy schedule. The 99 Rams, greatest show on turf, had an easy schedule. The undefeated Dolphins team had the easiest schedule of all time. I think the opponent win percentage was like 35%. And I think the 1970 Colts, Johnny Unitas and them, they're right there with the Dolphins, one of the easiest schedules. In order to win that many games in the NFL, easy schedules and luck play into it. You got to have an easy path. Belichick's greatest season coaching in the Patriots was the Matt Castle season. Go look at the teams they played that year in their records. They played the NFC West, I believe, who I think had a team go to Super Bowl like 9-6 or whatever, 9-7, whatever it was. Easy schedules usually play into teams having elite records. So do not use that against this Patriots team, because you didn't have them being this good this far into the season. And the only reason they are is that daggone quarterback is putting on one of the great seasons we've seen from a Patriot quarterback, which is unbelievable to say with some of the stuff we saw from Tom Brady.
Yeah, we just got to hope that he stays protected. He doesn't take any crazy hits.
No injuries. No concussions. That's what I'm worried about, too.
Yeah. No worried about that.
All right, we got to take a break. 617-779-0985. When we get back, we got our good buddy Aaron Natty in the building. We're going to talk a little bit of Bruins. Can't wait for that. Make sure you call in. I see y'all calling in right now. People want to talk about the Celtics, Pats. Bruins is coming up next, and then we got some other crazy stuff too. Don't go anywhere. As a matter of fact, pick up your phone and tell a friend to tune in right now. It's 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Stay tuned for more from Leroy and Cerrone on the Sports Hub. Leroy Irvin and Cerrone battle on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
As Zaka got knocked down, here's McAvoy bringing back out toward the blue line. 10 seconds to go. McAvoy down the right circle, trying to get it in front. Off of Bummer, they score! Pavel Zaka with the game winner, and the Bruins win it in overtime, 3-2.
Natty. Who is Aaron Natty? You may know who he is. If you don't, I'm going to tell you who he is. He is the executive producer of the Bob and LBF morning show on our sister station, WROR. How you doing today?
Oh, I'm beautiful. You?
You feeling good?
How's your toe?
My toe is it's
I was going to bring you a cane so you could start limping around.
No,
Yep.
No, I don't want to start.
Cerrone, wouldn't a cane be great?
About that time, man.
No,
You just let it
not.
go.
Yeah,
No, it's not. It's early in the season for the Bruins, Aaron, and they at one point they had 6 losses in a row.
Mm-hmm.
Now they have 5 wins in a row, and they're going for their sixth win tonight.
Yes.
Who are the real Boston Bruins?
I believe it is the 5 wins in a row. I do.
Really?
I do believe that they do lack depth. You can look at the goaltending as a huge issue this year because it has been a very big issue. As of right now, Swayman's got a .310 goal against average, which puts him at 33rd in the league. Do you know how many hockey teams there are?
Good stuff.
Yeah, Korpisalo's 36, but also with a .324. So you're really kind of struggling on that aspect, and you're also having players kind of underperform that you were expecting to kind of overperform.
Is that goaltending the major concern? Is that number one on the list?
I would say as of right this second, yes, goaltending is your number one issue because you just seem, and you can't close out games either. They've been going a lot of overtime games. They've been kind of up and then just not being able to, hold the lead and shut it down as previous teams would done with lockdown defense like they used to have.
Real quick, just the fan base, the Bruins fan base in general, entering into this season, what's the atmosphere been like? What's the expectations from your average Bruins fan?
Average. It's been average. It hasn't been above average. It hasn't been below average. I think a lot of people expected it to be slightly a rough year this year. I don't think the 6 straight losses is really who they are. I think they were still trying to figure things out. New coach, Marco Sturm, is very, very vocal with his team. If you haven't noticed, he calls out players. Mason Lohrei hasn't been in the lineup for the last 3 games because of that. He got called out for his underperforming. And he's also called out the ownership, too, for the roster because he's like, this is what I have. This is what's been given to me. And you're not going to fire the coach. So he's got a little bit of a leeway to kind of air it out a little bit more, because if you let go of the coach, that's 3 coaches in 5 years. You can't do that.
Is the lack of speed still an issue with the Bruins?
Yeah, they do play a little mucky. They're not. It's not crisp. It's not fast as some of those teams like Edmonton, or even you could probably, if you look at Montreal, they've been playing a lot faster with a little bit more of a pace in their first place in the Atlantic right now. But I mean, hope's not lost. It really isn't. You still lack depth pieces, so you got to kind of go out and figure that out, and you got to you've handicapped yourself a little bit with some bad contracts still, but I think there's ways around that.
What about
do you think stretches like this 5-game win streak, do you think they kind of raise expectations and now put more pressure on them, or you think they're a team that anything what they're giving you now is gravy, but do you think if they continue with these win streaks or get stretches where they play good hockey like this, do you think it raises the expectations and put more pressure on the franchise?
I mean, with any team in Boston sports, the second they go on a win streak, you put the expectation on them that this is it. They're going all the way. We're going to throw out cones and all that stuff for the parade. I don't think it does. I really don't. I mean, I think they are who they are, and I think they know that.
What about this team, the Boston Bruins? We are talking to Aaron Natty. He's the executive producer over there for the Bob and LBF morning show on WROR, a true Boston Bruins fan, to the point where there are moments in the morning where we pass and, we'll have these little brief conversations or whatnot about the Bruins, and you tell the truth. What about this team is trending in the right direction?
That David Pastrnak doesn't have to be the lead goal scorer for the team, because he's not right now. It's Morgan Geekie with 10, which is a surprise. So, I mean, that is... Secondary scoring has always been an issue for the Bruins, even going back 2-3 years. It's always been a struggle for them. So it's good to see a player like Morgan Geekie, who anywhere else he plays, he's on second, third line. I mean, here the depth is a lot loose. So he's going to play the first line because that's where he's just going to be. But, anywhere else he's a second, third line guy. But it's nice to see him kind of get a boost this year.
Let's go to Mark in Medford. He wants to talk about the Bruins. What's up, Mark?
Hey, how are you? There's a few pros and cons with this team this year. Number one, the defense is a little suspect, but it's getting better. Number two, they can't stay out of the penalty box. That's the cons. But the pros are they shoot a lot more than they did the past couple of seasons. And they do not get pushed around as much as they did in the last couple of years. I can't wait for them to play the Panthers again with a full squad. I want to see how they go against Florida with a full squad.
Appreciate it, Mark. Aaron, your response to Mark, what are you in agreement with, or what are you in disagreement with?
I agree that they're not getting pushed around. They're not letting that happen. It seems like they are, but they're crossing that line in terms of not getting pushed around, which turns into the penalty minutes, which is what I agree with. They're not getting pushed around, but they're also kind of being stupid at the same time. So it's like, but I agree with him to certain extents. They are shooting the puck more, which is something that they have never done. They always hold it, when you look at the power play, they just pass. That you had 5 times to shoot it and you never did. You just sat there and passed it back and forth. So, yeah, I mean, I agree. I think it's trending in the right direction is definitely how the Bruins are right this second.
The Bruins are taking on the Maple Leafs tonight at 7:30, 6:30 pregame right here on 985 The Sports Hub. Cerrone, do you have another question?
Yeah, just with what you were just saying and what the caller just said. Do you think their lack of talent but their increase of aggression is strategy? Do you think, okay, we're not really that talented, so we're going to have to be more aggressive. We're going to have to be more physical and try and, muck things up a little bit and try and be that type of team until we can put more talent on the ice?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's definitely their strategy, because they don't have the speed that some of these other teams have. So muck it up a little bit, get a couple greasy goals here and there, kind of, push around, but that you had to do it with a little bit of discipline. You got to know where the line is and not cross it and get those penalty minutes to start going down, because that's going to eventually, that will hurt you in the long run, because that's just how, you keep playing at a disadvantage. You're obviously going to get smoked.
Wow. Well, we appreciate it, Aaron. Thank you. Once again, Aaron is the executive producer, and he's on the mic. Let's not get it twisted. With the Bob and LBF morning show on WROR. We appreciate it. Y'all keep the calls coming in. 617-779-0985. We're going to take a quick break. You got your Sports Hub headlines. And when we get back, your entertainment report. Plus, The Godfather has called in. I'm going to explain who we...
From the Tell Your Time Studios, WBZ FM HD1. It's not just the games. It's Toucher and Hardy, Zolak and Bertrand, Felger and Maz, Joe Murray. For Boston sports fans, it's 98.5, the Sports Hub. Beasley Media Group Station. Sports Hub headlines. Presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
All right, NBA Cup action. Jaylen Brown scored 32 points, but that wasn't enough as the Celtics fell to the Orlando Magic 123-110. Moving on, college football, the 1-8 BC Eagles lost to SMU, surprise, surprise, 45-13. The Bruins look to win their sixth game in a row when they take on the Maple Leafs tonight in Toronto. The puck drops at 7, and you can catch all the action right here on 98.5 The Sports Hub. Pre-game coverage starts at 6:30, so be here. And, of course, the Patriots look to win their 7th in a row when they take on the Buccaneers tomorrow in Tampa Bay. Kickoff is at 1. The Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by the Shaws and Star Market Foundation. They've teamed with Andrew Peak to Feeding the Puck for the families and will donate $100 for each assist this season to the Greater Boston Food Bank to help fight food insecurity. Learn more at 985 The Sports Hub /Feed the Puck. I'm Leroy Irvin. Leroy and Cerrone. We'll be right back.
Boston Talk Sports.
Trade break May. We all know what, but we won't say what. Yeah, worst take on these airwaves in the last 24 hours.
We may not take a call today.
The Sports Hub. We're back with more Leroy and Cerrone on the Sports Hub.
Flying by. I wish it would slow down just a little bit. That's kind of how life is. Before we do the entertainment report, speaking of life, we have a special guest on the phone. See, this is the thing. I love my family, near and far, because they show love and support Cerrone whenever we get on. They keep it real. They keep it a buck. And even though this person I'm about to put on is from Philadelphia and is a huge Eagles fan, and them being so good and actually beating us in the Super Bowl and all that, it burns. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not only my cousin, but he is my godfather, Vincent from Philadelphia. What's up, Godfather?
What's up? What's up? Greetings from Philadelphia. Home of the world champion, Philadelphia.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Yes, sir, brother.
You just want to rub it in? Go ahead.
But the Patriots are back. The Patriots are 7-2, so they're going to punch somebody in the head tomorrow, huh?
Yeah,
that's what I heard.
I hope so. I hope so. What's the first off, how are you doing?
I'm doing good, and congratulations to you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Well, we're doing good.
Appreciate
we got 11 grandkids now.
Oh, Lord.
11.
11.
And I got some grandsons. 4.
Oh, wow. That's what's up. Are you making sure that they grow up to be Eagles fans?
Oh, well, I do the best I can, because, we want to raise them right. You know what I'm saying?
Speaking of, the Eagles are who the Patriots are trying to be. The Eagles are the defending Super Bowl champs. What's the word when it comes to the Eagles down there in the city right now? You guys feeling confident?
Yeah, we're getting better, which is good. So we played. We weren't playing that well in the beginning, but we were still winning, finding ways to win. And now we're stocking up. We're getting our depth. We're getting some people healthy. We think we got the offense straightened out. The defense is pretty good.
Yep.
So we're getting ready for a run.
Okay. This question just came to mind. I remember being a kid and being in Philly, and at the time, Randall Cunningham was the guy. Now, Randall Cunningham and those Eagles weren't able to get over the top. But if you had to choose Hurts or Cunningham as your quarterback, who are you choosing?
Hurts, leader.
Really?
Next question.
Oh!
Hurts, leader. He's a leader. So as much as I love Randall, I love myself some Randall.
Yep.
He was before his time, but the Eagles did not help him out. They didn't get a good offensive line around him, and even though the defense was out of sight with Reggie White, Jerome Brown, et cetera, they just couldn't get over the top because the offensive, the coach didn't pay attention to the offensive line, and Randall was running for his life most of the time. But he wasn't the leader that Hurts is. So Hurts is a stone cold leader. He was there as a rookie, a leader as a rookie, and he took Wentz's place. And you see what he's done. He just finds ways to win.
Right. Wow. I'm going to bring it on around back to the Patriots. I'm curious, and chances are you probably don't have these type of conversations in Philadelphia, but you're a true football fan, and I know that you must surround yourself with true football fans themselves. What are Philadelphia Eagles fans saying about the Patriots, if anything?
Nothing.
I knew it. Unbelievable. Well, listen,
not until we meet you. If we meet you in the Super Bowl, then we'll talk about you.
Wow, no Drake May talk, nothing. No, nothing.
No, nothing. We talk about the Eagles up here, bro.
Yeah, I can't blame you. When you're a winner, you stick with the team. Well, listen, Cousin Vincent, a.k.a. the Godfather, because he is my godfather. Yep. Thank you so much for calling, and thank you so much for your support.
Yeah, I'll call you later, okay?
All right. Take care. Appreciate it. All right, that's my cousin. And right now, the entertainment report. All right, give me a second because I was thrown off a little bit. But anyways, let's go. Man, say it ain't so, y'all. Cerrone, word is that GTA 6 will be delayed again.
Come on, man.
We were told the highly anticipated game would drop in May of 2026, but now Rockstar is saying November 2026, and their reason is, this is a quote, the team needs additional time to finish the game with the high level of polish players expect and deserve. I get it, but I mean, I pray they don't delay it again. We want GTA 6.
I think it drops that weekend. For one, it's holiday time. Now you're going into, November 20 next year. That's when all the college kids are getting out, and they're going to be out for a couple months, getting ready for Christmas. All the kids going to be home from school. Them servers going to be fried if they don't get things in order by then. And I'll rather them delay it to get it right, as opposed to what happened with games like Cyberpunk that takes up a lot of,
right.
There's a lot that goes into it, and you just get a bad launch. But I think these cats are really trying to go out there and make the greatest game of all time and trying to own the industry with this one.
I hope so. Moving on, the teaser for Michael Jackson's okay, wait a minute. Is it biopic or biopic?
Biopic.
I don't know, man.
I'm gonna say biopic.
No, biopic.
Biopic.
Y'all get the point. Anyways, the teaser for the Michael Jackson biopic dropped, and people are talking. My God. The film is scheduled to hit theaters April 24th, and the teaser itself, check this out. It got over 116 million views worldwide in the first 24 hours, making it the most viewed trailer for a music biopic in history. Cerrone, I know you saw it. Everybody saw it. Everyone's talking about it. My mom's ready to go see it. My kids are ready to go see it. The first lady's ready to go see it. I'm ready to go see it. What's your thoughts about it?
Oh, I'll be there if I can get a ticket. I think.
Be there. I see what you did.
There's a Michael Jackson song for every situation. But I think the thing I'm taking away from this is now you see people who think Beyonce and Taylor Swift are true superstars. Now they're going to see what a superstar. A movie about Michael Jackson is going to be bigger than any tour that they've ever had. The trailer has people making videos and TikToks about how they're going to dress for the movie. Dancing in the aisles when they do certain songs. Like, I don't think a lot of people who weren't around at that time or were just too young truly understand how big Michael Jackson really was at his height. Like, this dude was in other countries being led by their armies just to get to the arena. Like,
that's crazy.
It's people. I don't think people understand that. And I think when they see it, not the movie itself, but the response of the people going to see this movie and being people. If people had on Superman shirts at the movie, could you imagine the outfits and stuff you're going to see at the, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's going to be a big deal. And that could be part of the reason why GTA pushed their movie back. The game back. I'm just saying. That's going to run entertainment for most of the summer.
Yeah, and I hope they keep it 1,000. I mean, obviously, there's a lot of things that they can touch on, and I hope they touch on them all.
It's a lot, though. I don't think you can squeeze that in a 2-hour movie.
I heard it's going to be 2 movies.
Really?
That's what I heard. Think like Spider-Verse, the latest one. When it ended, I was like, no. But they were like,
I'm still
2.
mad about. I'm still waiting on that, like GTA.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, but that. Yeah.
And finally, we all love. Let's just say, Jaylen Brown. We love you. He's phenomenal on the court, but his impact off the court and in the community deserves a standing ovation. It really does. However, that doesn't mean we can't talk about his hair paint leaving marks on other players.
It's a stain on his career.
It's a stain on his career. So when I saw a post, it had Kobe Bryant and it said the Black Mama, and under it had JB's pick, and it said the Black Marker. Even rapper Rick Ross has chimed in.
Hey, yo, this for Jaylen Brown. Yo, it's time to end the madness. It's time to end the madness. Whoever your barber is, tell him to stop. Chill with the hair follicles. Those hair follicles. It's like a jar, and he's spraying like hair from another human on there. But you playing ball, man. You gon' it's causing trauma. It's time to let's stop the madness. Me and you, Jaylen, we could do a dye company. Let's create a company, dye company, and let's just give it to the streets they need to. You know what I'm saying? You playing ball. You know what I'm saying? That's your third victim this week. You know what I'm saying?
He's not lying. So I'm going to put this out there right now on the airwaves so that it's official. Thanks be to God, my hairline is intact.
Those hair follicles.
And my hair is healthy, it's growing great. But if for some reason you see it starting to fade back, if I start getting the Stephen A, if I start getting the what was homeboy for back in the day, the George Jefferson, tell me. And I'm holding on. Just tell me. I think I'll do a great job of just cutting it off if that's the case. But y'all, JB,
in the madness.
Yeah, JB, we love you in the madness, man.
And real quick. JB's not the only problem here. Any barbers out there listening?
Don't
spray that stuff on my head, man. There's too many barbers doing lineups.
Human on there.
There's too many guys doing lineups, and they just bring out that little spray across your hairline, and you got everybody out there doing the Jaylen Brown. It's leaving his mark like Cerrone all over the basketball court.
That's your third victim this week,
dude.
You said like Zorro?
It's like every time he got a victim, it's like, It's like, yo.
Well, here's the thing. I will say this, JB, and to his people, if you're listening,
stop.
No, stop. But I do give him credit for playing along with it. He's not taking it too serious. You know, he's been on. He said he called LeBron James
and all that,
yeah, all that stuff. And he said AI has gotten out of hand. We all know what it is. But I'm thankful that he's playing along with it. I really am. Listen, we got to take a quick break. That's your entertainment report. When we get back, though, strangely, I want to stay on the Jaylen Brown thing. And I'm going to need you guys' help, the listeners out there. Get ready to call in. 617-779-0985. I'll tell you what we're going to talk about when we come back. 95 The Sports Hub.
In the madness.
More Leroy Irvin and Cerrone. Now, Leroy Irvin and Cerrone battle on Boston's home for sports. 98.5 The Sports Hub.
98.5 is the number. We're having a great time. I want to talk a little bit more about JB. And again, I'm going to need you guys' help. You can not help, but I want you to interact and have some fun with us before we get out of here for the day. We got a few things we're going to have some fun with. But before we do that, I just want to go to Jason in Derry, New Hampshire, who wants to talk about his favorite hip-hop albums. I'm wondering if he wants to talk about it because today is a Mobb Deep Music Saturday. Jason.
Hey, what's up, guys? Actually, before I got to the two hip-hop albums, on the whole, you guys brought up MJ. And back in the day, I was a huge MJ guy. I think it was like mid-'80s. I went for MJ's Halloween one time. I had like the fro, the big glasses, the sequence jacket, and the one glove. But I did blackface. Is that a foul?
That's a foul, and it's such a foul, I got to kick you off.
Yeah.
Just like that.
Times were different.
Folks are funny, man. Jason, man. Lord have mercy. But you know what? I'm not going to let Jason bring me down.
In the madness.
Yes, in the madness. And you need to flag Jason. Anyway, 617-779-0985. Cerrone, you okay?
I'm good.
Unbelievable. We were talking about, during the entertainment report, we were talking about Rick Ross having something to say about Jaylen Brown's hair rubbing off on players or his hair paint. And he kept saying, in the madness.
In the madness.
Now, here's the thing. And we still got Aaron in studio. George, if you would, turn Aaron's mic back on. And again, the number is 617-779-0985. I want to hear from the people, too. Here's the deal. Part of the reason why I think Jaylen Brown is doing this, Cerrone, is because I believe he's one of those players that believe if you look good, you play good.
Mm-hmm.
And I fall into that category. I know I do. But then you have some people like KD. I don't think he really cares. Like, everyone's always
it's the
exact opposite. So I came up with this question. And feel free, but I'll ask you, Cerrone. I'll ask you, Aaron. What was or is your must-do or go-to routine when preparing to compete? You know, you may not be competing now, but back in the day, what was it that you had to do or you just couldn't compete? You weren't ready to compete at all. Did you have to look good? Was there something you had to say? Was there something you have to do? And before anybody calls up here trying to talk sexual, we're not going to have it.
In the madness.
In the madness. Cerrone, I'll start with you. Is there anything you had to do or a routine you had to do before you would compete?
Well, I'm just going back to playing basketball back when, I had the nerve to step on the court. It was, if it wasn't the particular whatever at the time, particular shoes you had, it had to be the right shoes. As I got older, in my head, I thought I played better in long sleeve shirts. I had to have long sleeve shirt. I had to have the right shoes. And if I was fresh out the barbershop,
Lord,
I'm gonna mess around and get triple double. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
Okay, Ice Cube.
Or at least I'm gonna try. You play different, and this is a big one. And I know I'm not by myself. Your game is totally different and changes up. If there's certain individuals in the presence of you might not even know who they are. But if there was ladies in the gym, you went to a whole nother level. Your aggression went up. You got vocal. You telling dudes to get back on defense. You backpedaling. You boxing out. You calling out plays. You did it all.
Oh my God.
But long sleeve shirt, certain shoes, because if I didn't have those things on, for some reason, I thought about it when I was playing, and it would throw me off.
Once again, we're talking about what was or is your go-to routine before competing. This is all off of Jaylen Brown. This is just my belief. I believe he's doing the hair stuff because he must believe if you look good, you play good. And let's be honest, he's been playing really good. Really good.
He ain't going to change.
He's not going to change. What was or is your go-to routine before competing? Aaron, what was yours?
Well, before I played football, I would have I had a special elbow pads that I would always put on. And at one game, I didn't do it, and I had 6 bad snaps. And I go, nope, that's it. From now on, this is what I have to do. So it's those old school white elbow pads like back to the 90s with the hole in the middle, and they got the 2 straps on both sides. Take one little thing, wrap a tape around it, get one tape there, one up there, boom, done. Every single game after I had that bad time when I didn't wear them. And then it was money ever since.
Really?
Yeah. I didn't miss a snap. I even was a long snapper at the time, snapping back punts, no problems, nothing. That was the best.
Oh, what?
Yep, elbow pads. It's stupid, but
George, the lines are good. They're starting to go. But before you answer them, what's yours?
I was one. I'm mostly a ball player before I retired in teen years. I had to be coordinated. The fitted hat had to match the bottoms, the sneakers. Mostly had to be fresh. You look good, you feel good, you perform the best. But I didn't have any special batting gloves or actual glove that I would take out there. I did have a bat that I'd like to use to be sure. It had to have that specific bat. But other than that, you go out there, you play, you perform to your best of abilities, and if there was a female presence, then yeah, God bless you. You up the ante. You were definitely aware of who was around you. But yeah, definitely being more coordinated, definitely more so than I am now as an adult.
Retired and just gave up?
Oh, the player jersey's up there, yeah.
Oh, my God. I know for me, mine was, I wanted to look good. And like you said, Cerrone, if I got a haircut, it was a wrap. You might as well not even show up because, I was going to put on a show.
I remember going to the barbershop before a game, like knowing you had a game. I got to get to the barbershop first.
Yep, and get out the chair and want to cry because you feel the emotion of
like Ray Lewis.
Like just take it over. Yeah. Like,
think about doggone chest.
A barber be like, yo, why is there a tear rolling down your cheek? It's like, I'm just ready to play, baby. But I also
me against the world.
I also had to be coordinated, like George said. I mean, socks had to be at the same length on both legs. Laces had to be tied right. It was just a certain look. But one of the things I used to do, I would find a mirror and look in the mirror and just huff and puff like I was Hulk Hogan about to take over. And it was just like I would look in the mirror and just hype myself up. And when I would feel the verge of a tear about to come out, I knew I was ready.
And me, it was the opposite. It was the calmness. If I was just out there chilling, it was a wrap. And I could tell you down to a specific shoe. The Kobe Bryant, the Crazy 8 Adidas. When I had the Crazy 8s, maybe because it was at the right time in my age and athletic ability, it probably had nothing to do with the shoes. The Crazy 8 Adidas was peak Cerrone. I was 93 Jordan with them Crazy 8s. It was nothing you could do about me. I could have on sweatpants.
Out of all players and of all years,
I was 93 Mike with them Crazy 8s. There's nothing you could do about me. Leroy, you went to Belmont. I was up, man. Coach Crotty, all them cats out there. Middlesex Magic, what up?
Oh, Lord.
Them Crazy 8s, nothing you could do about me. If I found a pair now, it'd be like Ratatouille when he's eating at the end and get that flashback.
Yep.
You think about being a kid? Man, look, I'm telling you, you find me a pair of black and white Crazy 8s, it's a wrap. I'm going to cook anybody out here.
You're stupid. 617-779-0985. What was, because a lot of us have retired, or is your go-to routine before competing? It's that simple. Plus, when we get back, I'm going to tell you guys how, for the first time in history, the truth became a lie. I'll explain when we get back. It's not.
local guys, lots of local sports talk. Leroy Irvin and Cerrone battle on Boston's home for sports. 98.5 The Sports.
Saturday to everybody out there. I'm Leroy Irvin. He's Cerrone battle. It's 98.5 The Sports Hub. Real quick, you can follow me on just about every social media platform at Boston, the letter L, and Irvin, I-R-V-I-N. Cerrone, where can they find you?
Cerrone_battle across the social media world, except for the Blue Sky thing. Is that thing still around?
What, Blue Sky?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it's still there. It's still around.
What does it even look like?
It's blue.
And the madness.
Gotta have fun. 617-779-0985. Before we went to break, we were talking about Jaylen Brown and, his hair paint or whatever you want to call it, follicles, whatever, getting on other players. And I said I think he does it partially because he might believe that if you look good, you play good. And so we came with the question, what was or is your go-to routine when preparing to compete? We got Harvey in Plymouth who wants to tell us about his. Harvey, what's going on?
Hey, how's it going?
Good.
Hey, good. Hey, I use the fence, and my go-to routine before I would, tournament would start is just loud music, just as loud as it could possibly go in my headphones, so loud that I'm surprised I can still hear today.
I was about to ask you, how's your hearing today?
I think I'm partially deaf in my left ear, but other than that, I can hear enough.
Yeah, appreciate it, Harvey. Thank you so much. He's being honest.
Yo, how much of this was influenced by what we saw from the pros and from movies like The Program and stuff like that? Like after The Program came out, there was a lot of dudes painting their faces with the eye black and stuff like that.
Yep.
And Deion Sanders made that a thing in the everybody had a scarf on their head.
Yep.
Everybody had the gloves untaped, wore their socks a certain way.
Yeah.
And it brought a style to football that I think it just didn't have pre-Deion Sanders. I think Bo Jackson had it off the field because we was buying Bo Jackson to me was the one that pushed Nike to another level. It wasn't Jordan because of the spandex, the cross trainers, and all the stuff to wear under your equipment. I think Bo Jackson played a huge role, but I think Deion Sanders and Ken Griffey Jr. as well, they changed the way people kind of like kids emulated their idols back then, and I don't think it's ever recovered from that mid-90s era of athletes.
Cerrone, you over there speaking the truth, preaching the truth.
Ken Griffey, boy.
Yeah.
He had people with their hat backwards during their warm-ups.
That's true.
Little leaguers out there with them hats backwards.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gloves not taped, not strapped. The glove kind of dangling, the little Velcro. That was a look. Diddy and Mace did it in a video with the baseball gloves. Yeah, it was a thing.
Yeah.
Good times.
That's
man.
the absolute truth. Speaking of the truth, I told y'all I was going to tell y'all how, never in my life did I think the absolute truth would turn into a lie, but man, Paul Pierce went from being the truth on the basketball court to being the lie on the internet. Listen to what this guy had to say.
You really want to know if a girl love you, you need to go out and cheat on her. You really want to know if a girl love you for real, go cheat on her and see how she react. Now we're going to see what's real.
It's one perspective.
I'm so disappointed in Paul Pierce. Again, he was the truth on the basketball court and has done a complete 180 on the internet and has become the lie. But here's the thing. Let's just put it out there. Number one, to the average everyday man, do not listen to that man's advice at all.
I say this all the time. Do not take swimming lessons from drowning men. Yeah. That's what that is right here. Say it again for those in the back. Do not take swimming lessons from drowning people. That's just put on a t-shirt and you be good to go. Remember it. Put it in the refrigerator.
And when it comes to relationships and how you should handle them, Paul Pierce I've already said this twice, I'll say it a third time. Paul Pierce has become the lie on the internet, but it got us to thinking. You know,
I know he got you. Take your time, brother. Should
I?
Take your time.
Yo, Cerrone, do you think this is the common thinking in sports when it comes not just to pro athletes? I let's say college, D1, and on up, and to some degree, high school, where there's this attitude, there's this mindset that when it comes to relationships and stuff, like they don't respect them the way the average man does or should. And should we really be shocked by what Paul Pierce said?
No, I'm not. I'm not at all. And for those, I know all of us, 1% of us have played professional sports. We all knew so-and-so in high school who was the star quarterback, center, power forward, point guard. We all know him. And we knew how he got down, even going back to the 11th grade. And you knew how he got a pass for how he got down and how the schools made sure they got a pass. When he went to college, he acted a fool. This college made sure he got a pass to the point where some of them act up so much where you see the schools, you hear about the police departments making sure that the star players get a pass.
Yeah, we saw
so
that.
By the time you get to the NBA and you've been an all-star, you've been an all-NBA a dozen times over, you've made $250 million and you live by this philosophy since you were 18 years old, he believes that. He's a complete fool for it, but he believes that because in his world of high-profile athletes, Paul Pierce is not just a professional athlete. He's a Hall of Fame, high-level cover of video game cover, all-star top guy that was the face of one of the biggest franchises in the world. He believes that. I mean, think about this. He's married, isn't he?
Is he?
I think he is.
I wouldn't be shocked. I got to look that up, but I wouldn't be shocked.
I think he has been since he was in Boston for years. I mean, he openly just says that. He's the crazy uncle. And then you look back and be like, dang, Uncle's really living that life too. Just the way he talked about it. And it's like, yeah, he really lives that life. Don't you try it. But he did it.
Apparently he got divorced in 2023. Shocking. Yeah. You know, I guess the point of bringing this up is because a lot of us have or know student athletes, even in high school, even beforehand. Like, yo, you gotta be on it when it comes to having these types of conversations with your student athlete, making sure they don't get, a big head. They stay humble. They know how to treat people, especially in relationships, because it shouldn't be that easy to just come out and say something like that. And send a message to people listening, because there's going to be some people out there who say, you know what, he's right. I guess I'll cheat to see if she really loves me.
There's some knucklehead that took that advice and said, he's on to something.
And ruined their whole entire life, and it just hurts that a legend of Boston sports.
She loved me and kicked me to the curb.
A guy we all rooted for. We saw win a championship. He still comes around. He's still loved in that arena when it comes to sports. Say something as goofy as that.
But here's the thing. This is why you still got to give credit and praise to the evaluations that Brad Stevens and his other guys put in, and Danny Ainge at the time as well. When your two leaders, Brown and Tatum, you kind of have a sense that they're not like that.
I hope
they don't have that kind of that mindset and that attitude can ruin a locker room because with issues with teammates and stuff like that. I think that's a huge part of building a team, and it's a huge reason why certain athletes, you're like, dang, he just don't get over the top. Why is he traded? He do average James Harden. Why is he averaging 35, 9, and 9? And the locker room's a mess. He keeps playing for different teams. He's putting up the numbers, and he can't win. It's like, yeah, because some of these teams are led by some wild dudes with a wild mindset that just to throw a whole locker room off because of how they interact with their teammates and their spouses and stuff like that. So, these are all the things that go into building a team that we don't really pay attention to. We just look at what they do on and off the court, and that's it. It's like, nah, there's some dudes with some wild minds. Now, Pierce, he came up, he was drafted in the era where them dudes had wild mindsets coming into the late 90s. He was coming in that time where you see the podcast and these dudes telling stories about how certain dude, Charles Oakley, guy just did it. He said Charles Oakley rode around. He had $200,000 in a briefcase or in a duffel bag. He just kept it in the back seat. If he wanted something or someone, he would just throw a stack of money at him. And then was teaching the young dudes to do the same thing. You don't see that nowadays. Well, for one, the old guys aren't there anymore. But Pierce came up in that time. So it was like, well, this is cool. This is how we got down. Today, you can't have that type of player around your locker room. It'll destroy you. You end up busted on TMZ, going to expose you. And it'll ruin the franchise. We see it all over every league right now.
So to be clear, George, if you would, play the clip one more time. Just one more time. Because he
just burned it like never again.
Because we got to send the message home. Even though Paul Pierce is he's a legend, he's a champion, and he did it for our beloved city, his message is absolutely wrong. George, do you have it or did you burn it?
In the madness.
Oh, I guess he burned it. Anyway,
listen,
we're gonna take a break.
Say real quick.
Yep.
To tie it to bring it home a little bit. People want this guy, that guy, this guy, that guy during the Patriots to trade deadline.
Yeah, buddy.
There's a lot more to these players than what they're doing in the box score.
Right.
That make teams say, you know what? I'm not giving up a second, third, fourth round pick for that guy because there's a reason. There's a reason the other team is like, take him.
Yep.
And it's not just because they want draft picks. There's some guys that are bad for business.
Yep.
And hey, if the Patriots stand past and you know what, I'm not going to risk it. There's good reason because sometimes they don't want to mess up their locker room because some of these guys come with a little baggage and mindset and attitude off the field that can throw a whole team off. So it's like, nope, I'm gonna leave that guy alone.
And I think when the average fan hears, we got to create. The team needs to create a great, locker room atmosphere
and good culture.
Yeah, good culture. We automatically think more so of like supporting one another and let's go get them and that type of thing. And everything is sports related. And yeah, that's part of it. But like you said, Cerrone, a lot of it be this type of stuff.
But think about it. Think about this. Paul Pierce is the veteran. He's Drake May's left tackle. Do you want that guy in Drake May's ear every day?
Right.
Giving him that type of advice?
Or you see that guy eyeballing Drake May's wife and trying
exactly.
Yeah, you don't want that. Look, we're up against it. We got to take a quick break. When we get back, the players call, and then we're going to be on up out of here. It's 98.5 The Sports Hub.
battle. Leroy and Cerrone on Boston's home for sports. 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Welcome back. 985 The Sports Hub. Leroy and Cerrone show. We got the players call, but before we do that, we have Joey in Kingston on the line who wants to talk about Drake May, and we're a show of the people. We can't leave people hanging on the line like that. What's up, Joey?
Hey, gentlemen. How you doing?
Doing pretty good.
You know, I never knew Paul Pierce said that. So kids at home, don't take that advice. Take that from experience.
There you go.
Stay away from it. So, but Leroy, are you familiar with Giorgio Moroder?
Giorgio Moroder?
He started like techno disco music in the 70s.
No, I'm not, but I will look him
Okay.
up.
So what he did, he worked with Donna Summer a lot. So if you listen to the song I Feel Love,
yeah,
that's all him.
Wow.
So I was just going to say, because, you know, today was all about Mobb Deep.
Yeah.
I became a fan of theirs because of their song Deadly Deep, because of Giorgio Moroder.
Wow.
He does some musical background in this great movie called Midnight Express from the 70s. Great movie, watch it. But I heard that, and that's what made me a fan of Mobb Deep, which is, you know. So anyways, as far as Drake May, Cerrone, earlier you were saying, everything you said, why we're going to win tomorrow, I agree with. Did you guys know that Drake May has yet to throw for 300 yards in his career?
I know.
So you know what? Hopefully he throws for 300 yards tomorrow while we punch the Bucs in the head.
There you go. Appreciate it, Joey. Last game, I was like, come on, he can do it. Something about that 300. But you know what's weird, Cerrone? And correct me if I'm wrong. I feel like you don't see 300-yard passing games as much as we used to.
No, you don't, because the quarterback position has been dumbed down. They're not as good as they used to be. It's the day of the 3-step, 5-step drop ball out. I mean, them days are gone. It's a crazy percentage. I don't know numbers. You got to hit somebody like Alex Barth. He'll tell you how many quarterbacks are throwing the ball at or behind the line of scrimmage now is insane. Like Pat Mahomes has a high percentage of his throws are either at or behind the line of scrimmage. They're throwing the ball, laterally as opposed to down the field. John Elway wasn't throwing no screens. Dan Marino wasn't throwing no screens. That ball was out. But I mean, it's a different era now. It's all people used to trash Tom Brady and say dink and dunk, dink and dunk. That is the game now. Is dink and dunk, dink and dunk. Copycat league. It worked for him. Everybody's been doing it for years now. But I think Drake May had the opportunity to go over 300 a few times, but they've been beating teams pretty easily, and they just been running the ball and killing clock. He doesn't have to. Usually when a quarterback throws for 300 plus, it's because he's behind and he has to throw the ball to try and catch up. They haven't been behind. He has no reason to do it. And he's getting rushing yards too. So I think he's just fine doing what he's doing.
All right. We got to do the players call. Let's go.
Y'all want to hear my player call? I think, do you want to hear the player call?
All right. So once again, this is the time when we take time to show love to someone who's done something phenomenal in sports or in our everyday lives. And with that being said, Aaron, you can go first, man.
Oh, sweet. All right. Well, hey, I want to give a shout out to the old high school I used to play for, Gloucester High School.
Okay.
They were in the playoff game yesterday or a couple days ago, and they shut out Auburn 20-0.
Nice.
So now up next for them is a nice Foxborough game.
Oh, I thought you was about to say something else that we was bleep and drum.
What about the kids?
I know. Hey, George, who you got?
All right, my player's call is going to go out to old friend Big Z's. It ain't Ochara. If you didn't know, he's getting his golden jacket.
Nice.
He's going to be walking off into the NHL Hall of Fame. He's being inducted this weekend. The ceremonies, festivities all weekend, and Monday the induction will be official. Spent 14 years here in Boston. Oh, captain, my captain. 481 of his points of his 680 came in Boston. So many memories of watching him beat the snot out of Tampa Bay Lightning and different, just different guys when I was watching him live. I love Zdeno Chara. You deserve all the flowers in the world. God bless you, Big Z.
There it is. Cerrone, who you got?
I'm going to give mine to my little girl, my daughter, in Wake Forest Cougars middle school volleyball team.
Yeah.
Got off to an 0-2 start. They went in the season on, I believe it was a 6-0 run, won 6 straight games. And to cap off the final 2 points of this season to seal the victory, my daughter with the 2 game-winning points. And they kind of stormed the court and jumped around her. She had her big, one shining moment, with Teddy Pendergrass.
Yep.
So shout out to the ladies, Wake Forest Middle School, and the Cougars, and my daughter Madison, who was wearing 12. It was, it's coincidence she had the 12 on.
Beautiful.
But, got my own 12 here.
Beautiful. My player's call goes out to Lincoln Sudbury, the football team. The playoffs also started for them. They went up against Concord Carlisle, and they beat them 27-7. But I also want to give it to both teams because the quarterback for Lincoln Sudbury, he got hurt. And I thought it was such a beautiful thing to see players from the other team, when the game ended, go over to the quarterback and just tell him good game and check on him. So to the players, you're doing a phenomenal job. To the parents, excellent job. And to the coaches, keep on doing what you're doing. And at the end of the day, it's still go LS. I don't know. I believe they got Winchester next. Go LS Lincoln Sudbury all day. All right, that's it. We got to get on up out of here. Y'all know